up, you guys? Welcome back to the Kordial Media YouTube channel. In today's video, I am going to show you exactly how to create a custom audience list on Pinterest to help you run promoted pin campaigns. Before we dive in, don't forget to hit the big red subscribe button and to hit the bell as well. If you'd like to work with me and my Pinterest marketing agency, feel free to book a free meeting that you can check out in the description box below. I'm always happy to chat with people to see if you and I could be a good fit to work together. On that note, let's dive into the tutorial. Let's teach you exactly how I like to create my audiences and in general how you create audiences for your campaigns. So the first thing you're going to do is obviously log into your Pinterest account. So I've done that just now. Now, of course, like at this point, you're probably you want to create audiences because you have already set up your Pinterest tag, you have already claimed your website, you've synced, if you have a Shopify store, like you've synced it with the Pinterest integration, the app. So if you haven't done any of those things, I'll have the video tutorials in the description box below for each of those things. But assuming that you've done all that, now it's time to create your audiences. So what you're going to do is go under ads. You're going to go under audiences and you're going to open it up and you're going to click over here, create an audience. Okay, and you have different types of audiences that you can create. Something to note about the Pinterest audiences is they take about 24 hours to populate. And once they do populate, they'll let you know whether or not they're too small to use in your campaigns or if they're a good size to use in your campaigns. Before we dive into, all these, let's talk a bit about like customer lists. So let's say you already have an email list that you want to upload. You can do that by clicking customer list and then uploading your list like this. Of course, you want to name your audience, like something like email list subs. You can give an additional description, if you will, not cold, but maybe like subs who haven't converted into buyers, whatever it is that you want to add as a description, you can do that. And then you would upload your CSV file right here. Once you create this customer list, you can then create act-alike customer lists of a whole bunch of things. But you can create act-alike lists of your own lists. So your sub list, for example, of engagement lists, of site visitor lists. The possibilities are endless. But let's say you want to create a site visitor list and you can target, what's great about this is that you can target a whole bunch of different type of people. So let's say you just want to target site visitors in the last 30 days. You can do that. Again, you can add a description. I don't see the necessity in doing that, but in any case. And then you want to make sure it's checked on Pinterest tag and that you choose the right Pinterest tag. This is the right Pinterest tag. And then you want to definitely include past traffic. And then over here, using the past number of days, is where you would put 30. Okay, and all you would do is you would click create, just like that over here. Let's hide this. You would click this button here that says create. Now, let's say that you wanted to target add to carts in the last 30 days. You would do the same thing. So you would still have Pinterest tag. You would still have this one. You would still have 30 days here. The difference is that you would select under equals, under destination URL. Instead of destination URL, you would have event and you would select your event, add to cart. Let's say you wanted to do checkouts. It's the same idea. You would click down here and you would click checkouts. The reason why we don't do page visits is because it's the same as site visitors. And the reason why we don't add a destination URL with site visitors is because it already is recording the right website with your tag. Okay, so that's something to keep in mind. Now, let's say you wanted to create an engagement list. So again, you would name it, you would choose your claim domain, you would set the last number of days, and then essentially this would create a list of the people who have engaged with your pins in the last certain amount of days. So engagement, that's not how you write it, engagement in the last 30 days. You would go here, 30 days. And then you would click create. Now, you also have different types of actions. action type. So if you want to click, really target the people who have engaged only with clicks or only with saves or only with close-ups or only with comments, and this is where you would do it. And then if you wanted to target people who have viewed your video less than 25% or these options, and you can do that too. But if you're going to choose destination URL or not add a filter at all, it's because you're targeting anybody who has engaged with your pins in the last 30 days in any shape. And then we talked about customer list. Now let's talk about add to like customers. So what's great about add to like customers is that it takes one of your lists and it creates an add to like list of a cold audience based on your warm audience. So this could be also a new way to find people on Pinterest who would like your product but has never met your brand before. So you would create an act to like customer list based on any list that you wanted that you've already created in the past. So you can't create an act to like list until you've created a site visitor list, an engagement list, or you've uploaded your own. So that's something to keep in mind too. And then the range, I like to keep it around 1%, but this is up to you. The smaller the percentage, the more likely they represent the warm list that you already have. The further the percentage, the less likely those people are exactly like the people on your previous list. So that's something that's interesting. You can test between 1% and 5%. There's a good chance that you see success with that. Anything above 5% might be a bit risky, but it's a good way to maybe get your name out there to people who don't know you, who might enjoy your product or your service as well. And then once you've created all of your lists, you click that button. Let's say like I'm going to do, to give you an example, a site visitor last 90 days. Oops. Pinterest tag, 90 days, and then create. And this is what happens is that it's initializing, and it does that for about 24 hours. And then once that's ready, you can add it to your campaigns. You can also add it to your campaigns before it even stops initializing. And once it does, like you can run it, it'll run by itself. But for example, if the audience is too small and you created your campaign, there's kind of almost no point in doing that. So I like to wait for the audiences to be done before I add them to any of my campaigns or my ad groups. All right, now you know exactly how to create custom audiences. Let me know in the comment box below if this video was helpful or if you have any questions. As well, if you're wondering exactly how you can set up your Pinterest campaigns, make sure to check out my video that I'll also link in the description box below. Have a lovely rest of your day, and we will chat in the next video. Bye, guys.